This video is about the Piano Concerto No. 24 by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. I will explain the most important things about the work and the composer. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was born on January 27, 1756, in Salzburg. He was a musical prodigy who began composing at the age of 5. Mozart's father, Leopold Mozart, was a music teacher who encouraged the talents of his children. Wolfgang and his sister Nannerl traveled to many European countries to perform their music. Mozart himself wrote over 600 works, including operas, symphonies, and concertos. Piano concertos are works for piano and orchestra that allow the soloist to showcase his or her musical virtuosity. In the 18th century, piano concertos became increasingly popular, especially in Vienna. Mozart was a master of this form and used it to demonstrate his abilities as a composer and pianist. His concertos are known for their emotional depth and technical sophistication. The Piano Concerto No. 24 in C minor, K. 491, is one of only 2 Mozart concertos written in a minor key. It was composed in 1786, during the same productive period as many of his other famous works. This concerto is known for its dramatic intensity and the complex interaction between the piano and the orchestra. It consists of 3 movements: allegro, larghetto, and allegretto. The first movement of the Piano Concerto No. 24 is composed in sonata form and begins with a somber and powerful introduction by the orchestra. The piano enters later and continues the themes, often engaging in an intense dialogue with the orchestra. This interaction shows Mozart's ability to create contrasts and musical tension. The movement is rich in melodic and harmonic developments. The second movement, larghetto, offers a stark contrast to the first movement. It is a quiet and lyrical movement in which the piano plays gentle and expressive melodies. The strings and winds of the orchestra accompany the piano with warm and sensitive harmonies. This movement shows Mozart's ability to create an intimate and touching atmosphere, which is often interpreted as an expression of deep longing and beauty. The third movement, allegretto, concludes the concerto with a lively and somewhat ironic character. This movement is in the form of a rondo and brings back many of the thematic ideas of the first movement, but in a more conciliatory and dance-like context. The piano plays a leading role here, with sparkling melodies and fast runs, supported by rhythmic accents from the orchestra. In the Piano Concerto No. 24, the piano is not only a solo instrument, but also a partner of the orchestra, which continues and develops the musical ideas. Mozart's playing shows a deep understanding of structure and expression. His compositions for the piano are technically demanding and require a high level of musical interpretation, making this concerto a challenge and a pleasure for pianists. The orchestra in Mozart's Piano Concerto No. 24 is larger and more varied than in many of his other concertos. It includes clarinets, horns, and bassoons, which add a particular depth and color to the sound. The strings play a supporting but also contrasting role, emphasizing the dramatic and emotional qualities of the solo piano. The interaction between the orchestra and the soloist is complex and nuanced. Mozart composed the Piano Concerto No. 24 during a period of great personal and professional challenges. It was premiered in Vienna on April 7, 1786, with Mozart himself as the soloist. This performance was part of a concert series that Mozart organized to improve his financial situation. The concerto was well received, although its complex structure and emotional depth were challenging for the audience of his time.